Alright, good evening everyone, welcome to the channel. Tonight we are in our multiplayer server on our Minecraft SMP. Hopefully that'll come up properly. Fingers and toes crossed. Hey! Alright, so we're in. That's the main thing. We just bring that into the right spot. Alright, so we are temporarily in creative mode because I'm going to go do some construction and I need to do this to get my supplies all sorted. So what we're going to do is we're going to go build, there's a tower type complex that I was planning on building last week. Well, I wasn't planning on building it last week. I was conceptualizing it last week. And now that I've got a plan, I'm just looking for where I've got junctions in paths. I was looking for a junction in the highway I built that's forested. That's not there. I thought I had junctions down. Well, that is, but that's not. That's not forested. Neither's that. Neither's that. Over here, okay, that's forested, but there's a village and there's a build already right close to it. That's junctioned. That's not forested enough. I want like a forest like this. I've already got to build out this way. What I was thinking is we're going to take a couple of builds down this way. Actually, I might bring it down here. I might build down here. That looks reasonable. I can't remember what the bridge there looks like. I think it's a pretty boring bridge. The alternative is I can always bring it like over here. Might be an option. Alright, we'll bring it down here. What we're going to do is we're going to get 2 lots of building supplies. The building is constructed of predominantly stone. There's no timber interior. It's all stone. And the reason for that is... Alright, so I need 1, 2, 3, 9, 27. Smooth sandstone. 270, 540. Okay, same again. I got my numbers wrong. That's alright. That should be enough to start with. Then we want tough. Tough. Brick stairs? No, we'll just go tough to begin with. And I said 540, so we'll go 1080. I mean, that's the ceiling material. And I got glass. We're gonna go... a light grey. We'll go a stack. We'll need some timber. Do I have timber in my supplies? I'll just take a stack of oak. Alright. Okay, sandstone and tuff all set up. Have a look at the map. We're going to head off for... Now, all those zombies and stuff are not above ground. They're in my... that you can see on the mini-map. They're in my mob grinder. I'll leave them where they are. They'll drop down eventually. Okay, so we're going to head for the first intersection we're going to check out was this one here, which I think is... Over bed, I do. Which I think is already... I don't think the bridge is what I'm hoping for, so I might have to push further south. Let's have a look at my little abandoned site on the way through. Yep, actually looks like an abandoned house. Kind of hoping the vines will spread. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. Now, I know the real building that this is based off isn't built from sandstone. It's built from, well, I think the local substantive stone. But I don't have a stone of the right texture. So sandstone is probably going to be the closest. I mean, I've probably got to use some terracotta or concrete. But I think we're going to stick with the smooth sandstone for now. And yes, I do have to put my NPCs into work at some point. And I do need a construction manager that can sell me shulkers of construction equipment. I guess I've got a road across going with my boat. I do. I should have. Could have. I'll put those up top. I'll put them. No, I can't put shulkers up there. I was contemplating putting in, like, lanterns across the path during the desert and stuff. Although I don't know that you would. It would just be a path. I don't think anyone would have the wherewithal or the effort or the energy to spread out that way. I'm going to head down there. Another junction here, but again, nope, not going to build there. I haven't actually done this particular path by foot in a while, or even by horse in a while. Generally, I've just teleported between the key locations out here to show people what's going on. I don't recall building that. Nope, I didn't. Alright, I see a bee. I'll need a campfire, hay bales. And I looked at the scale of the building. So we're going to make some adjustments to wall width, and I'm not 100% sure about the exact height of the building. I've got a vague idea. But I don't know how tall the interior floors in the original building actually are. As long as I get the scale looking appropriate, we should be able to live with that. In fact, I should probably get a shulker of cobble as well, because now that I'm going to, as I'm going to scale these walls out, there should be filler. I mean, the walls aren't going to be as thick as I build them, but I forget how long it was taking people to get from one side of one end of the map to the other, like of the path to the other. There was people giving it a crack from, there's a base down to the south a player's got, making it as quick as possible by foot from there to the world spawn, staying on the path, on the highway while doing it. I think it's like somewhere under 15 minutes. Like, they're able to do it within a day cycle. And we're coming up to another junction. This one actually has a sign, and I went and a cactus. I don't remember planting the cactus. Alright, so I'm going to truck out this way, go through. Again, I don't recall putting the torches down. I mean, I could see it maybe in that terrain up there, but it doesn't oversee a junction or a bridge, like a natural choke point in the environment. Plus, it's a bit close to the Badlands, and I don't think this structure necessarily fits a Badlands proximity. It's more well and truly inside a forest, or well forested region. like through here. But I can't put it on the junctions down here because I've got existing structures close by, like armourers and workshops, mines, that sort of thing. I mean, ultimately there may be buildings building out this way as well, but for now, no. I mean, there's the mine and metallurgy and stoneworks, and then you got the metallurgist and so the armourer at the front. So that's already got a decent amount of construction. And I probably should, I should get myself a shulker of cobble, because the cobble is not only going to be wall filler, it'll be the foundation, wall foundations. So the other place where there's a natural junction is just over here, but I've already got my arborist and woodworkers in that vicinity. Come up through. Past our forester. And so again, natural junction, but and there's the mill pond, undershot wheel. Right, straight up for a long bit. I mean, this sort of place is, except for the slight jungle element. And this patch isn't heavily forested enough for the building. I mean, I want it to be more of a deeper into a forest. I mean, this looks okay, like right here, but you can see you've your cherry groves and stuff, and you're going to pop out and see the plains on either side from the top of the building. It's like, no, I want to see more. Like I said, if you're going to be building in there, why not build here? This is far more promising, but I want that junction or a river crossing. I always come back, I guess. Oh, still got a bit of a hike down there. I mean, that does feel pretty good there. Alright, out into the next set of planes. I mean, actually, there's not too bad either. Ah, that rabbit surprised me temporarily. Although, I'll be honest, I don't know what the terrain around the real building's like if it's at a bottom of a valley or, substantial defensive position. Just, no idea. I mean, I know it exists. Okay, that's an ugly bridge. You jump forward over here. Oversight of this crossing point. I mean, it's not exactly a crossing point, but yeah, I think this is viable. Alright, let me have to work out the platform. I'll have to flatten. Like here, for example. Let me have a look. Let's go creative for a sec. Yeah. Alright, so let's measure this out. Let's put our shulkers down. My axe. Alright, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ourselves a crafting table. Alright, we need an 8 by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. 13 by 13 at least. Platform. Here looks like a good platform to build. Alright, so let's put down this shulker box as well and fill it full of cobblestone. And an absolute ton of it too. Alright, I'm going to go back to survival. Bed down. Right, so I said 13 by 13 at a minimum. So if we mark where the bed is a front corner, well maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, as far as I'm aware, the actual building doesn't have a basement. So it's straight down in, well, the ground floor is storage, I guess. Alright, I'm going to go grab a stack of cobble and make our floor level. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is the internal space. 1, 2, 3 is my external. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. There we go. Now this is the outer perimeter of the foundation. I was a bit surprised when I actually did a little bit of reading into the size of this real world building, how small it was, at least on the interior, how few rooms and stuff it was. I always thought it would have been more, but I mean, it's been around for centuries. Alright, there's my external, so let's put a bit of decoration out. So the outside will definitely go at least one row of we'll go so all this is going to be interior, so that's it can come out. Not what I was planning to do. Alright, so the internal walls are 3. So this middle row is definitely so yes, the internal cavity, well, it's not a cavity, it's the internal wall, it's like solid. Like that. What am I going to put the flooring in there? Basement. Going to be what? We'll go cobble. Because technically nothing actually sees this internal flooring. Okay, so south side, its midpoint is going to be a door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in there. Let's actually put the first of our wall components in place. And even though it's the cellar, we will give it textured wall. Oh, door. Like I said, am I blind? I don't want an oak, I want a spruce door. I have spruce logs. No, I do not. just offload some of that. Let's make ourselves a spruce door. Is it recessed? No, it's on the outside wall. Like that. Should make... I mean, there will be a trapdoor. In fact, I should make some trapdoors. To... I mean, theoretically, they'd be interior. You'd be then able to close and open from the inside. In theory. To withstand attack, but... do I actually have iron bars? No, I do not. And this should then be... I mean, I don't know if it's glass for these ones, but close enough. G'day, Ella Stewart. Yes, thank you for dropping in. And yes, everything is good. Just slowly building, adding to the world as it is in the server here. Look, there should be my shulker boxes inside. Oh, thank you for the follow. Stream's not going too bad. Nice and chill for a Saturday. I was going to say for a Sunday. Get my days right. For a Saturday evening. Been hot today. Oh, cheers. Thank you. Aim for just being pretty chill and laid back. Alright, so we're going to now finish the external... Oh, well, we're going to have to climb up that. I should have really brought out... I should have really brought scaffolding. In fact, I might have it. Now, if I get this right, I think this ground floor, like a 3 meter floor, and of course I put that in the wrong spot. that. Because that's the middle of the wall. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Which means I need to move that out. Because that is going to come in like that. Means that goes out there. That goes out there. That's one of the problems of trying to build real world to Minecraft scale. It doesn't quite work. No, I'm happy with the visual branding I've got on my various channels at the moment, but thank you for the offer. Which then means that that door comes out here. Like that. I suppose I could make an interior set of shutters as well. But yes, this really needs another stone type. But I don't have another stone type. Oh, if you want to send the link to show me your portfolio, sure. But like I said, I'm quite happy with the visual branding I have across the various channels and everything else. What do I do with the dirt? Didn't put that up there. I'll put one. Okay, up like that. Alright, so that's ground floor one. We'll put some torches in like that. Have a nap. No, not nap time yet. So with three stories, 3 meters, ground up. I think that's decent. Because that's not the main entrance. In fact, what I probably should do Do I have ladders? One. Use the scaffolding. So this is like an interstitial layer. It's going to be the floor. And in fact, what we have coming down from above, in fact, we can save ourselves some stone by only using like I can go cobble in there. And put the trapdoor in, and this is actually what the real building has. It has a trapdoor connecting the main, I guess, living. Yep, that's proper storage. And so it will run be the full out of in here. That's much better. Alright, like that. And I only have 9 smooth. So that becomes the floor, which means when I come up here, which will be the entrance level, these other levels are actually going to get taller because they have vaulted roofs. Alright, so we're going to come up and the entrance up here is there. And again, it's on the outer wall like that, which means up. Okay, I'm going to use, what, dark blue beds? Have a think. I know we'll need to bring my shulker boxes up. That's for a start. One, two, three, four. That should actually be downstairs. But anyway, I think I'll put everything up. What do I need to do is I need to go back and I need to rebuild my pickaxe. I'll walk back here. Put that in our good hand. Yeah, sword out and go downstairs and farm some XP. Went to the wrong floor. Where am I? I'm all tangled up. Hang on. That one. Alright, down the stairs. Down the ladder. Down the... Alright, most of the way there. I wonder how I'd do weapon racks. Alright, well, that'll do for now, I think. Come back up and have a look. I shouldn't have spiders spawning in there. It's supposed to be spider proofed. Right, where was I working? I was working right there. Alright, so I need... Let's actually fill out the interior here. So that is a door. That is floor. Which therefore means that's an interior. And that's an interior as well. And there we go. There's no window down there. I'm supposed to have 4 of those. They should be 4 to fit. No matter. We will make them fit. We'll go 1 there. We'll sleep on it. Two, 3. Like that. Bulk box there. Right, so nominally that's the internal walls taken care of. I mean, there's the hint of a small window. Not really. Okay, so what we have in the corner is actually a staircase. We're just going to make ourselves some smooth sandstone stairs and see how this goes. So it'll be up like that. Okay, it's when we get to the floor above, the landing is not there. It's there. There. Like that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's the floor height. Now, technically these are vaulted ceilings, but again, I don't know that we're going to get the correct spacing and sizing for this. And because they're a internal wall, and there's a staircase going through it, it's going to count as internal. They're all external. I don't think any windows in the staircase. Could be wrong. I don't know how high to make that roof. It's gonna say I'm going to hit my head on that. Nope. Okay, so this wall here, we have an internal cupboard. We have an internal cupboard, which is going to have a normal roof, like on it, like that. We've got no windows or fireplaces on this wall. We have that. We go 1, 2. And actually have it digs through like that. That's like a fortified window on the outside. On that wall, yes. And we have a similar one about here. Right, okay, so we've got our beds, nothing on this back wall, nothing on that wall. We've got our windowy shooting slot there, windowy shooting slot there. And what we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, there is a fireplace, which is going to go up. So we're going to go like that, I guess. It's not a big fireplace, this one. The one, the next level up, it's actually much, 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 much larger. We'll put a hearth in. That'll actually go all the way up. That's an internal wall. There we go. Yep, that looks appropriate. Now, I would have liked to have vaulted the ceilings here, but I don't think that was going to work. Right, so we'll put some barrels and stuff in there at some point. And not lock myself in, that would be useful. There's the main entrance through the thick wall. There's 2 shooting slots, there's the campfire. Not there. G'day Argo 20k, how are you? Welcome to the channel. Alright, So we're going to come up. This is floor. I don't need that there. That's internal internal staircase. That's external wall. There's my fireplace. That's going to go straight up the... Oh, how many more floors have I got? I've got 2 more floors to go, I think. Not too bad, thanks, Argo. Thank you for dropping in. Now that is internal, just in case anybody's going to bother to look. Two, three, 4. 2, 3, 4. I mean, there will be a fire there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Need more of that. And I'll need more of that. And I'll need another set of stairs. In fact, I'll need 2 sets of stairs because I've got another 2 floors to go. And then I've got the outside stairs too, but I haven't got there yet. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, up. So, internal. That's 2 and to a landing. 2 and to a landing. Like that. That's an internal. Repeat the magic. Ah, poop. There's the... and the landing. Like that. Yeah, just for a measure. Let's see if I can't make the external wall go all the way up. So this isn't actually the top of the building, it's just the top floor. Let's go get ourselves some more sandstone. That's floor 2. Oh, hang on, have I pushed too high? I might have pushed too high. So that's working floor 1, working floor 2. I have pushed too high. I did. That's working floor 3, which is what I need to be at. Okay, 2. Working floor 3. G'day, okay. What name? My name? As in untalented amateur, or... And there's a whole bunch of different names you might see. If you're asking about untalented amateur, well, quite clearly I lack. I lack talent in many things. And I'm not being paid for it, so it's clearly amateur levels. Okay, so that... okay, so the building's a bit squarer. I think I need to push... Ideally, I can push things up another level internally. Ideally. Like, it's not 1, 2... let's go around the front where there's an actual window. So that's second floor. And then there's 2 more floors to come over the top. Maybe. Might work. I mean, that floor's done. I don't know if I was going to get... maybe. Well, I know there's nothing in these corners that's going to get turned into windows or other openings, so I can definitely color up out of them. Well, I was trying to think of something that would be fairly memorable, and that pertained to my gameplay. I mean, I don't set out to min-max my way through games. I mean, I can. I'm happy to muddle my way through, make all sorts of mistakes. And so it's just like, yeah, I mean, I'm not setting out to generate world record gameplay or anything silly like that. They're here to have fun and chill and work my way through things, and I had a bit of a think about various name options, what sort of things reflected my gameplay, really. Chilled, laid back, just rolling through. Lack of talent. Not lack of skill, but lack of talent. It was one of those things that just sort of almost fell into it and felt like a natural match. I mean, I have been online for many years, so there's probably people who know me by other names and stuff around the place as well, and that's, yeah, those names don't apply to the streaming. None of the content, that sort of stuff. I mean, it's a good question, though. Like, why did I pick the name? Well, it almost picked me, I think. Alright, let's have a look at these. I'm going to take more cobble. And I'm running low on sandstone. Now, there's, again, nothing in these corner spots. Now, I'm hoping that this ceiling will be, the top ceiling will be vaulted correctly. So we're going to not close that off. A proper chimney. Jump up, jump up. It's going to go all the way up. Now, these also have no windows on the external. It's kind of closed off. That's one. To the landings have no windows. At least that I'm aware of. I mean, I could ask you what inspired you to make Argo your username. Yeah, there won't be a window there. Right, that's correct. We come across like that. Like that. I'll punch holes to make the necessary gaps. Right, okay, so that's the top floor. I'm feeling that should be like that. And when I come out of the stairs, like that. Torch in the stairs. So that'll be floor 2, floor 3. Oh yeah, so what do you got in mind then? Now that I've kind of got a feel for where you're asking from, like where you're coming from for asking. Like because I've been online for years and years and years, there are some other usernames that I've been known by in the past. And there are people out there who know those usernames, but they're not, well, one, they're not applicable to streaming, and two, I don't want to associate the history of those usernames, nothing wrong with it, with the streaming. And the people who know those usernames don't need to know I stream. Whereas, like I said, I thought about it, like, and it sort of sends a message about the style of gameplay and stuff like that. You're not going to come to the channel and expect to see, like, world record gameplay or anything like that. It's somebody who's, you know, fully aware of their limitations. I should have put that on the outside. And is happy to work with it. And if I look at the description in, say, the YouTube or on Twitch or on Twitter, there's a few places where I put out like what the account is meant, or the accounts are meant to represent. Now, I also find that it's fairly memorable. Sort of stands out. People don't tend to forget it. Although I do find some people are reluctant because they see it as something of a slur, and it's not. Like, I know I'm not, like I said, I'm not generating world-class gameplay. Well, it is world-class, but it's not world-beating. And it also helps when beating people online and things like that, for them to see that they've been beaten by somebody with no skill and who is a complete amateur. And if you look at, say, the amount of time people put into Fortnite or COD or any of those sort of, or Dota or the MOBAs or the MMOs or really any of the gaming stuff. I don't put that amount of time in. So, by comparison, I'm not a pedestrian or a tourist. I'm a outrank amateur. And yeah, I wear that badge with pride, somewhat. But, I mean, so, like, what do you have in mind? Like, what do you want to represent about yourself? Like, what sort of message do you want to send to your viewers about what you represent or what your gaming skills represent, I guess? I mean, I got plenty of people that follow me that the stories behind their usernames, and they use it for streaming and stuff as well. It's kind of interesting. It's something people have always known them by and things like that. And yeah, there's no, I guess, no super rush to change people's names because, oh no, I need a new name for streaming. And it's like, well, people, you're not going to get famous because of a name. Usually. People will come and watch because of the gameplay or the content or how you engage with the community, that sort of thing. They're not about to come and continue to follow you because of the name. As long as it's not offensive, then yeah, it'll be whatever. I mean, you have a look at the usernames or the streaming names of a lot of top content creators on say YouTube, and you'd be surprised at how many of them, well, I mean, certainly the older cohort have usernames that they've been using since they were kids. For example, there was it Imp and Skiz podcast a while back. They had, in fact, I think I've seen the video on YouTube somewhere as well, that goes into the history or the reasoning behind the Hermit Crafters names, at least their online names. And there's, I mean, so for example, BOO had, well, it's part to do with his real name, and also because the exact variant of username he was aiming for was already taken by somebody else, so he added the 00 and stuff. Then, I mean, if you think about it, would you start out using a name like that and expect that to be, those sort of names to become sort of famous in terms of streaming and whatnot? Well, to be quite frank, no. But as long as they're unique and memorable, then the name's kind of important. I mean, the name's good enough. When I say important, it's good enough. I mean, it's Argo works fine. Maybe drop the 20k, but I mean, then again, I'm probably sure there's other people out there called Argo running around doing things. But I mean, Argo seems to be fine for a username. I need a door. Another set of spruce doors. Okay, so this one's completed. I need to put the fire in the fireplace. When we come upstairs, there'll be a door there. Okay, stairway. I need to come to the right one. We're going to have ourselves another storage. I forget how high I put the storage downstairs. No, it's only too high as well. So that's there. That's storage. Okay, torch is in there already. Okay, so do I have windows? Not on this wall. Not on this wall. That's my back wall. And that wall. Those two walls have no windows. This wall has a fireplace now, which is going to be midpoint, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd like to join the server? Okay, so give me a sec. G'day, Cbix. If you'd like to join, let me just give me a second. Let me put this in. So my fireplace here. I'll send the details through. Right, there's the next fireplace. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to... Oh, there it is. The bot told you where to go. Yeah, so head over to the Discord. There's a channel in there called Multiplayer Server Details. Head in there and you'll find a link to a mod pack and 2 additional mods. And that will then... and there's a video on the secondary YouTube channel which will walk you through setting it up using various Minecraft launchers and whatever else. And that'll then get you to the point that once it's up and running, you can then drop back into Discord, DM me your Minecraft username, and then I'll add you to the whitelist. And you'll be up and running in a matter of moments. Why is that empty? Oh, because I took all the stuff out of it, didn't I? Okay, so there's a fireplace there, there's a fireplace there, but I don't see it. So that goes... Whoop. Yes, you will need the mods. So there's a mod pack there. Now, the video on the YouTube channel shows you how to use like alternate Minecraft launchers. So that'll allow you to run multiple modded Minecraft at the same time. So they're all separated from each other so that they won't get in the way. But yes, you will need the mods because it is lightly modded and the server won't let you in if you don't have all the mods. Okay, so there's going to be another narrow window there. I got rid of the glass, didn't I? I did. Let's go sleep. Alright, back up. Okay, so we have our window, which I need the glass for. Alright, and then there's going to be another one here. I mean, there's certainly valid concerns there, Argo. But if you think about it, okay, let's say, I mean, think of a couple of... Okay, so let's look at a couple of fairly major gaming channels on YouTube that are single creators. Let's Game It Out. Okay, those, in fact, it was a couple of guys before that. that channel makes sense in its name. Then again, you've got Call Me Kevin. All right, dude's name is Kevin. Potato McWhiskey. That doesn't give any indication that he's a gaming channel. Ambiguous Amphibian. There's nothing in the name there that suggests it's a gaming channel or stream. Even commentary channels. Asmongold. There's nothing in that name or in his previous online names or his other stream names like Call Me Zach and things like that. There's nothing in those names that imply or otherwise suggest that there's specifically gaming channels or anything like that. It's because of the reputation and the the experience that people have built up over time, and that the people associate the names with that content now. It's not something that they went and found the name first and then tried to fit the stream to the name. I get a Big Brain Facts. If you'd like to join in, you're going to have to hit the Discord. Please tell me that's going to work. I was going to put the socials up. So the Discord. Yeah, so join the Discord. There's a channel in there called Multiplayer Server Details. You'll find a mod pack and a couple of additional mods. And if you go to the secondary YouTube channel, you'll find a video walking through the installation of the video, of the mods and what they're all about. And then you can, once you've got it up and running, drop back into Discord, DM me your Minecraft username, and I can add you to the whitelist. I need to give myself some XP enchanting bottles. Experience bottle 10. Right, let's put this in the offhand. Right. Okay, so what we have here is probably a garderobe. I'll put that in like that. Okay, so we've got our windows. I'm the admin. I don't necessarily play with cheats enabled. The main part of the server, look, I'll give you a quick tour of the server. I'll come back here. In fact, it's not going to be quick. It'll take a while. So it's survival multiplayer, hard survival with keep inventory off, but we have things to work with that, which includes backpacks, which when you die, place where you die and keep your items stored. We also have traders on the server for trading of items. So, and the server currency is cheap enough that, in essence, you're almost playing as creative, given that the currency is basically ingots to copper to iron nugs to iron ingots to gold nuggets, gold nugs to gold ingots to emeralds to diamonds. There are box standard villagers running around the place with their own trades, but we also have dedicated trades for various bits and pieces. So in here, for example, our mail system, gold ingot for a mail system, single diamond for the postbox to send, so your mailbox is to receive. We have a bunch of traders down here for books, wool products, leather products and meat, and they're all cheap. I mean, the rare books are pretty expensive, but I mean, a single mining session will give you more than enough currency on the server to do what you need. And I'm a fairly generous admin. I tend to give people stacks of gear that they need to start out with. Plus, there's a starter kit that people get on joining. Now, I've been running this for quite some time, so I'm just going to go creative, and I'll give it a quick fly around. Where's my bed? I left my bed behind. So this is the world spawn, and started out as the tower and hall, and then the external fenced perimeter. And over time, I've added in the bank, complete with interior, the inn with a whole bunch of interiors, and there's an NPC in there that'll actually give people some food. Stables, there's a kitchen out the back, there's a couple of warehouses down here. We have barracks for, you let you loose, for the troops that are supposed to man the battlements. We have ourselves stables for the cavalry as such. The tower and hall have been decorated interior. We have ourselves a nether highway, another railway hub. We've got an XP, a blaze spawner XP farm. We've got access to the fortress. We've got ourselves basically nether rail system. This is at the roof of the net, just under the roof to the nether. So you get the you connect via rail cart to various players' claims and build areas. So you work out who's connected in, where you need to go on their line, and basically you follow the line until you get to their place. And so I've built all this stuff in, plus all the rail tunnels and stuff are fully lined. NPCs, all these are lined and the mob's safe. So I've been doing a lot of building, not all of it creative. I mean, most of it has been done survival. All of the above, all in the overworld elements are connected via a hand dug and hand laid highway. We have proper bridges across all of our water that you can, so the entire place is designed to be connected, that you can ride a horse from any overworld point to any other overworld point via the road network. So I've got road bridges. So over this way, for example, I haven't put the trader in yet, but this is the sand and glass kilns, the clay, sorry, glassworks and kilns. Out the back here, they've got, you know, the baked good products and then the raw materials piles. And out the back here's the workshop where and the kilns where they're making and smelting everything. And then there'll be an NPC here that'll trade the various glass and clay and baked items to people. And then to support it, you can't have that without mines. So down here is access to the nether for the netherrack mine, and then down here's the clay mines, and so it comes through. Don't fall down. Connects through like that. So I spent a lot of time creating a world that feels lived in and feels logical. In fact, I need to zip over here. I need to hurry up down here. That feels logical and lived in, so that people can, you know, either play it completely survival off on their own, finding their own resources and everything else, as close to vanilla as possible, or make use of the mods that I've installed in the mod pack that give improved quality of life, but keeps it relatively vanilla. So then I spent a lot of time putting in the server farms. Now we've got pumpkin and melon paddocks over here. We've got our massive sugarcane plantation over here, and it's all planted correctly, so adjacent to a water block. And each of the fields only have like single steps. It is, and the best part of it, well, is the fact I keep coming back to it and keep playing in it. So we've got beetroot down here, the farmer's house here. So you talk about, okay, needing food and stuff like that. So if you farmed your own food and things like this, all right, so the little kid here will buy your farm products for nuggets, and if you want to buy from them, you can buy from the older kid. And so this is the farmer's stand, and so this is the farmer's house, all laid out and stuff. The barn and well and things like that. Over the back here you've got carrots, and then further over the back you got your potatoes, and then this took forever to put in is the wheat farm, and it massive wheat paddock goes all the way over there, and it's like it's a tractor's driven through, which is how all the water parts work. And because this is like where the planty type stuff is, we've got our dye workshop over here and dye trader. So the dye trader's house, if you come around the back, that's the workshop. So he's got his little field with all the different dye producing plants, and as you can see, he's drying the flowers out, and he's got his little workshop where he's generating the dyes. No NPC at the moment. Well, apart from the fact I run it. I've just had these ideas of a world I've wanted to build for a while, and the opportunity to do it, I guess. I mean, I've got people that love coming back and watching me play Minecraft, and I mean, I've done hardcore runs and hard survival runs in vanilla Minecraft and stuff. I did one block playthroughs. I did just think of some of the other variations. So I've played a bunch of the different variations. I just got sort of sick of it there for a while. And I mean, this is great because there are people who come and they build their own bases and stuff. And part of what I'm doing is, I don't know. I mean, I've not really paid much attention to it. So they got some NPCs there eating and stuff, and dudes here not looking. But he's our baker, and he'll trade you the baked goods. Although, if you're looking for sustenance, the better trade is somewhere else. You come out the back, and it's actually, like, ideally set up as a working kitchen. Come through out the back, and you've got your dry stores. We have the silos, which have nothing in them, the crane and stuff. We've got ourselves our miller, and it goes all the way up. It's properly set up. Doesn't turn, not a create mod. But there's the miller's windmill. And so you got all your plant crops over here, but if you then follow the path and it winds its way through, you come to the animals. And so you got sheep on one side, pigs in a paddock, horses over the back with their shelters, pigs again, and then cows over there. Then over here you got sheep, the shearing shed, pigs. You got a field staying fallow, cows and horses, and it all makes sense too. So where the gates are, you see the grass has been churned into mud and that sort of stuff, and the paddocks are actually laid out logically so that you can actually in theory move the animals from one paddock all the way across the other side of the farm without running into anything else. Then down here we've got our shearing shed. Come through, and I don't know if you've ever seen a real life shearing shed, but they have the sheep coming through a holding pen, come into a race, get dragged onto the actual shearing floor, which is generally graded. They're sheared and then pushed out into so they're undercover while they've got their wool on, and then they're just pushed out into a holding pen before they're returned to the main paddocks, and then the wool is generally carded and screened, but didn't have room for that in here. And because you've got all the animals nearby, here are the traders that make use of animal products, and they supply alley down the back. So we've got our bookseller. Then you come and have a chat. Okay, just normal trades. See, it's an ingot for books, etc. But if you want to go look at the rare books, there's a bookseller upstairs. And they've got their storage and supplies out the back. Come upstairs and you've got the rare bookseller. He sells really, really good enchantments. A decent stack of diamonds. But there's nothing stopping people building their own traders and stuff. And there's ender chests laid out as well. So there's your booksellers all set up. Your miller. So it does wool and wool products. Okay, but he'll only sell white, black and grey. You need to then visit the dye trader to dye your wools. And here's his wool mills up top. Set up something like a Victorian era factory. Up. Then we've got our tanner. He sells leather and leather products. Come out the back to his workshop. There's all the leather goods being tanned. He's got his stores up the top. And so yeah, the idea is that it's going to feel like it's a lived-in. Well, now I've been adding to this for. I'll have to go back and check when I started it. I mean, it's 44,000 days in game. This guy has the best food trade, which is gold ingot for a stack of steak, and that gives the best saturation per piece of currency. And then out the back he's got his workshop where he's obviously portioning the meat and stuff and blood splatters and stuff, which is, you know, trying to make it feel lived in. Now, how do you get the meat and leather from the animals to them? Well, we actually have, tucked behind a big hedge, an abattoir. So cold storage in there, the production floor here, and if you've ever had the displeasure of having to go into a working abattoir, you'll work out what this little part is, and then out the back you've got the holding pens for the animals as they come through, and the holding pens connect through to the main animal farms out the back. Down here we've got docks with warehousing and storage. Over this way we've got the chook sheds into the dairy, and then down to the rancher's house. So he's looking after all the animals. So he's got his nice ranch style house, all fully finished and stuff. He's got his Bill's hoist and his stables. Then the first thing I actually built on the server was this, which involved flattening the mountain that was here. It's the overworld tree farm. So every type of overworld tree has a paddock dedicated to it. And I mean, you can come down and have a look. There's chests full of saplings and logs for each type. But basically the idea is that if you come and chop it down, you replant the tree. Then there is a trader. Well, yeah, I've been working on it and building a consistent, hopefully a consistent world space. Okay, yep. So this is my first NPC they put in place. He's the forester. the arborist. These his little tree plantations that he's growing. The idea is that, yeah, I don't have his trade set up. You'll give him a bunch of sticks and a log from the tree type you want, and he'll give you a stack of saplings. And this is the first house I built, and it's not really decorated inside as yet, but I do need to use his bed. Yeah, his proximity chat is a bit sensitive. So then supporting the forester, because that's where all the trees and stuff are, is our lumber mill. And so the lumber mill is driven by a water wheel. So put in a mill pond, added the undershot water wheel. And if you come into the mill house, you see it connects through for the drive shaft and everything properly. And then out the back here, you've got the logs drying, which then get brought around the side here, where there's a log being processed. And then you've got the planks drying in here. More wood dry aging. And then you've got the workshop generating wood products. And then there'll be a sales NPC here to sell the lumberyard timber products. If you work your way back this way, each of the bridges is unique, by the way. It's a unique design for each bridge. And you'll and they take ages. And all the bridges, most of the bridges were done in survival. A couple I did in creative, purely because just to make sure I had enough to get. Oop, I shot past it. So there's a turn off. There. Comes up. And this is the mine, metallurgy, gems in that building. And down here we have our weaponsmith and armorers, which I don't have NPCs in yet, but it's all furnished. And you'd obviously bring your horse in here for the horse armor. Across here is the mines, hardstone and metallurgy. You come in here, down here's the metallurgist sales, various configured stone. Out on the workshop floor, you've got the overseer up the top there. So you've got your furnaces, you've got water supplies. Basically the ore will come in, drops into the hopper, comes through, goes through the mill, is then washed, separated, furnaced, etc. And then you get your hardstone workers there. Up here, you've got your effectively will be your gem merchants, but you've got the processed ore coming through, which is then processed and dropped down. The metal and gems is produced, and then there's hoppers leading down, ideally. What you then have is the mine as well, so you come through into the miners' change room with all their lockers and everything, their showers and whatnot, and they come up onto the main miner floor, and you can see the drop off of the hopper. It comes back out here. Through there is the nether access for the mines, and this is what 4 chunks carved right out to bedrock. And yes, that was done creative. There is a staircase in the corner and a ladder in this corner if you want to go all the way to the bottom. It makes you feel a bit nauseous to do so. This isn't quite finished. I mean, there's going to be some cranes and storage and branching coming in as well. But by and large, that's there. And if you happen to be moving around in the overworld and stumble across it, then the top of the mine is actually fenced off. And there are warning signs over this side, basically saying, you know, deep pit, active mining operations, that sort of stuff. There's a couple of things back this way as well. And we've got people building in all sorts of places and all sorts of designs and world types. We had someone building ancient Roman era type builds. We had people planning underground cyber cities. Some people, standard Minecraft castles and stuff. Look, I'd put no restrictions on how often people have to come and play or what styles. PvP is turned on as long as people consent. Fill your boots. I mean, we had a bunch of players that were setting up a PvP arena between their bases, that sort of thing. Not a problem. Here's our brewery and winery, which is going to be our potion cellars. So on this side, you got your barley and hops and stuff, and your aromatics for your gins. So this is your brewery side of the house, your kettles generating the beer. And on this side, you got your grapes coming through the presses to make your grape juice being bottled, jarred, and into the tunnels for storage for processing into wine. So this is the potion cellars. And again, if you follow through, there's a little gravel pathway off to the right, and this took a while to build. It's a gravel cobble path that winds its way all the way up here. Again, you could ride a horse, walk, run your way up, all the way up. Well, kind of got imagination to want to build things like this. See the little bridge across the chasm there, up. There's another bridge type. And what we have here is the Artificer's Tower. So if you want redstone products, and this was all set up as like a sail floor, but somebody came in and poured a bucket of water that washed away a lot of the setup. But all your redstone stuff is here. And here's his storeroom. But if you keep going up, you've got his labs. So, danger lights behind it. So this one's running back and forth. There was, when it runs, it was running around collecting from hoppers and dropping into hoppers down there. So this is like a 3-story lab there. Then there's another lab up here where I was using, demonstrating auto shearing and auto harvesting. The auto shearing of sheep and auto harvesting for things like sugarcane or bamboo. And then there was a lighting set up top. If you go up further, you enter the waiting room. And through into the Artificer's chambers itself. And that's his private chambers at the top of the tower. And out onto the balcony. Makes it a bit hard to see things from this far up. There was a couple other things that I'd put in as well. So, for example, the first bridge I built on the server was this one. Pretty terrible, pretty average. The path comes around here. There's a small bridge. This one was a bit better over a chasm here. But this path, only reason it comes out this way is it comes up to... In fact, I'll show you, there's some cooler bridges out this way. The concrete and terracotta sails. So you've got your raw terracottas and stuff there, and then in there's your baked products. I was fiddling with the NPC mods, so we've got another little bridge here, and got an NPC over here fishing with his little campsite. And once I finished all the bridges and the main server bits and pieces, I started building the houses and stuff I wanted to do. So I went and made sure I had enough supplies, and actually had a couple of photo references for this, but I had no idea of the interior. So this is a semi-modern house with the yard set up with mow lines and stuff. It actually has the pool, and you've got, in essence, it's a your granny flat / pool cabana out here with a bedroom, shower, sitting area. Fairly modern interior, lounge, dining, kitchen, study, other lounge, bathroom, second bedroom, master suite with ensuite and walk-in robe, and master suite. Oh, and the same thing goes for the inn back at the world spawn. They've got different class of rooms too. Like you've got your bog standard single occupancy, and then you have like the royal suites down the far end of the building with fancy carpets. And I don't have a bed. Let me just sleep here. Now, because we had the NPCs in the server for people to add to their bases to provide, a bit more depth and trading options and worldview and stuff like that, I initially had them set up in the Nether, and there's 110 different NPC skins I'd had sourced. And when you went through the Nether portal at World Spawn, it caused major lag as it loaded in 110 plus entities just on the other side of spawn. And that was kind of unacceptable. Now we had people out here, so again, built the highway to connect to their bases. Again, new bridge types, again, different unique bridges. And I'm actually really proud of the bridges out here, because it took me a while to think about how to connect the paths and stuff correctly so that you could, again, ride your horse through a walk without having to take more than one step up, and to follow contours and make it feel like it's an actual path that's worth following. So as you go through the forests and stuff. So I found the chasm here was the best place to make the bridge. And the bridges are anchored correctly as well. So their supports go all the way down to the river bottom. That sounds like somebody nasty's waiting to see me. So yeah, proper arch bridge there. Comes through, manages to drop down off the far side here and down to like a box girder bridge across there. Now each of the bridges is also far enough above water, and it was connecting through to these bases up here. It's far enough above water you can row a boat under any of them. One of the things I had in mind, and I'd had in mind for ages, just never found a way to build it, was the NPCs. There was going to be a managing body to look after the NPCs in the server, which is going to be called the Department of NPC Affairs. Now, because it's a government department as such, I didn't want it to be useful. I didn't want it to be easy to find, and I wanted it to be overwhelming and distressing and upsetting to have to go and visit. So there's a random intersection on the northern paths. You follow it, and you follow it, and there's nothing else out here. And in fact, you can see the waypoint. I've kept the waypoint on my map. Okay, the path just winds around. And I felt really dirty when I built what you see next. It's fantastic. I mean, people watching, they're like they felt bad looking at it. Okay, another bridge type. Okay, out over here, we transition to desert. So it's either path or coarse dirt. And I've had to dig out and lay the coarse dirt through all of here. It loops around a lit up desert temple. Passes past, there's a village back up over there. It actually runs through yet another bridge type. Runs through over here, skirts this village, and keeps on running through nothing. In fact, I'll drop down and walk in once I get close enough. So it loads and makes you feel terrible. Just as gives the emotional reaction that I was going for. Far more successful than I was planning on. There we go. All right, we're starting to, still in the middle of the desert. All right, here we go. All right, roll through the desert. And there's a mangrove swamp, which just appeared out of nowhere. I was like, great, I'll use it. Because it's not fun. We go up the dirt, up over the hill. And it was just great to have it on the far side of a mangrove, because you know you got to fight through the swamp. You've got to fight against all the vines and stuff before you finally get to see the building. And you're like, ah. If you've ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, instead of sorry for the inconvenience, it's sorry for the convenience. So, nearly there. An Enderman's dropped some sand. Climbing out, and it should be just about to appear through the vines. A monstrosity of brutalist architecture. The Department of NPC Affairs. And it took me I'd been contemplating how to build it for quite a while. And yeah, it still took a few weeks to get done. And yeah, people did not like. So we've got this very sterile waiting area with reception. They don't really have much to say or do at the moment. Come through to the lifts with mismatched carpet tiles, and the lifts are out of order. Yeah, toilets at each end. So you've got to take the fire stairs. And you come out into a world that just feels wrong. Go out the backside first. We've got our labs. Grey carpet, of course. Got proper toilets as well. Break room for the staff. Got another lab. Same layout as the first one. We have our exec offices here. So executive, senior execs, etc. And then we've got our cubicles. And it's actually laid out so you got, eventually you'll have your military NPCs for each era, your professions. These are your admin. There'll be an admin staff sitting there. Same again here. Your civilian and your religious type. So you've got your cubicles with real beige walls and everything else, grey carpets. Then you got semi-open plan workspaces, and it's repeated. The only difference in the middle bit is those front two cubicles don't have glass. They're just all walls. So that's where the admin staff sit. And then you got your compactus right down the middle where all the files are stored. And it's, yeah, soul destroying. And you have, let me go to the very top and jump off. And so this is where you'll come to order your NPCs using the internal mail system. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors of the NPC affairs at the moment, and I can, they're all copy and pasted, so it's, 5 floors of the exact same layout. It's, yeah. People who've watched it are just like, don't show it to us, don't go there, don't look. And yeah, so that's where you come to order your NPCs. because I take criticism well. All right, so we're going to come down south side. We got more bridges and more paths and stuff. A very ugly bridge. I'll show you a couple of those later. One of our players actually decided to build his own bridge. Thank you, cow. And so he's built himself. He spent a lot of time building this wonderful, massive bridge, only to find, after he built it, I went and hopped on it straight away and told him that when he tunneled through the mountain further up and the ice there, he didn't do it high enough to allow a player on a horse to come through. He smacked his head. So yeah, he built this legitimately. I think I supplied him with a bunch of stone at some point, but his base is also a carved out mountain. So yeah, he built this too low initially. A little bit stuttery. It hasn't loaded these chunks for a while. And again, there's more bridges down here, each of them unique. There's one a little bit further on I really like. No, that was supposed to be it. Yeah, so you come to see his base, and he basically carved the mountain down, and he's building a big castle, and he's got his big house and stuff, and been building bridges and stuff. He just quickly sleep. And I mean, what also motivates is the idea that I want to build something that I want to be able to play in. That if I was a player coming in and finding this sort of setup, it would engage me, well, get me to engage with the world, with the NPCs, with the traders. So we've got ourselves a covered bridge. I built that in survival. And one bridge here, which I will admit I built in creative. And when you see it, you'll understand why. Let me find the path. So you come up on a big chasm. In fact, I think a good viewpoint is right here. You get a massive chasm down there. You've got a big suspension bridge across the gap, because building a bridge that was going to be like stayed cable basically. There was like an arch or otherwise supported underneath. Just wasn't going to work. It was too long for a box girder. Like, the bridge has to make sense in the environment. So you've got suspended road deck hanging from the chains, from the cables and stuff, and your towers, and it's all set up. And so that, I mean, it gives you a good view as you're going through as well. So that's the whole idea. There's something else I had to show. Most of the server infrastructure, I've shown the nether. I mean, and then people have their different base builds and effort they've put in and stuff. And like I said, I don't demand time from people. They don't have to come and play at any given time or anything like that. Because I'll be coming in. I took October off because it's Spooktober. I was playing Subnautica on stream. But yeah, after I built the world spawn and filled that in with the inn and the warehouses and the bank and the barracks and the stables and stuff, and I built all of that out, that took a lot longer than I wanted. But it's got to be of a scale that makes sense, so that if you're wanting to support the server with stuff, you've got to have large crop yuck fields. You've got to have animal fields that make sense. You've got industry located close to the source of the materials to make sense, and loading docks, and eventually there'll be docks over here as well. So your metalworks, your armory and your smithies are close to your metallurgists. Your metallurgists are right next to your mines where the ores are coming out. Your timber supplies, your lumber mills are close to your timber supplies. The terracotta and concrete is in the middle of the Badlands. Your sand and clay kilns is in a desert with access to clay and netherrack. Your Department of NPC Affairs is in the middle of absolutely nowhere because you'd want it to be difficult. And so then I was filling in housing. I've got plenty of ideas for housing to, scatter around. I'm not going to have mega bases for me or anything. I'm going to be building out a range of... Is that rain or thunder as well? Probably just rain. Building out a range of houses and mini bases and stuff that I've had in mind and sort of had designs for, just never really got to them. So, yeah, thank you for the comment about the bridge. And these are the things I've just sort of like taken time. Survival. So, yeah, we have... I'm inside. Let me go outside and show on the map again. So we have... the players have... Where's the players' base? Okay. Players have... Oh, he's been playing for a while. Claims. So they can come in and have claims that stops people from coming in and accessing bases, opening doors, opening chests, ganking players. You're safe within your claim from other players. Mobs are still hostile, but it stops people coming in and destroying things. So, for example, you've got players that may not have been on the server for some time to the point their claim is now expiring, but other players then can't walk in and modify their stuff, take their stuff, that sort of thing. It's protected, and it's going to stay that way until basically they come back. The one thing I did change in the permissions, though, is nether portals. So that's how the nether highway works, the rail system works, is the players make a nether portal in their claim. I go into the nether, bring it up to the rail system, connect it in, and so if you want to go visit, you pop out in the portal that's in their claim, and move through that way. There's the end portal is down here somewhere as well. I think that might be it, like it's way under the ocean. That's all connected in as well. And so the post office here sells shulker boxes as well. I don't have anyone selling elytra, but realistically, resources, you can play it completely vanilla, ditch your backpack, go and play it completely vanilla in your own little space. The guy down here, I've gifted him resources from time to time, but he gets cranky when I do that, hence I do it. But he's basically wanted to play it completely vanilla, and that's fine by him. These guys up here, I've gifted them most of their resources and effectively had the traders for them. This guy up here actually has so his plan was to build like a mansion in the clouds. And in order to support that, he was running out of certain resources. It all looks really cool. It looks like he's been in and out a little bit. He has like a dining area upstairs. So I gave him 2 NPCs that actually trade for the resources that he critically needs to build this. So, yeah, one of them not so friendly, and one of them is really kind with their trades. One of the nearby players was doing a fair bit of underground building and needed tinted glass because of, in fact, I should be able to show, no, down here. So because, let me find where his, yeah, through here. So this, he didn't have the mass elements of basalt and polished blackstone and stuff that he wanted. So I set up a bunch of traders for him in here that were actually mean to him every time he went past, but traded him all the tinted glass and resources that he needed to build his own end portal room. And so this is all black stained glass and stuff. So we got people who've come in and built all sorts of wonderful things. And that connects obviously to the end as well. That's something he built himself. So obviously I gifted him the portal frames and he did the rest himself. But yeah, I built some traders in here for him to trade. It's like, I don't want to give him everything. People still have to have a degree of playing. And then I think I moved his traders into, I think it's in this tower here, the traders hang out now. And he's got mob farms and bits and pieces as well. So I don't limit people's mob farms or industry or things like that. I do basically ask them to respect the server and not force load things too much or do things that will impact other players. If you're going to make a massive industrial zone, pick somewhere out of the way and go do it like that. Was there anything else on the server? I mean, there's player bases and stuff, but they're the main things that I've been putting in and working on. So what we actually have here is, I'm in creative, good, don't die. I haven't finished yet, but I'm hoping that what it is starting to take shape might be recognizable to some people. These two sides, for whatever reason, don't have windows. But yeah, I'm now getting up to the top floor, and then it's going to have big pointy roof and stuff. And yeah, so these are things that I've had in plan to, you know, keep eyes over. Like I should be able to just drop down straight down the chimney. That was smart. Had planned for a while and finally in the position where I can build them. Alright, so let's go back to survival. Keep building this. So this floor is complete. Well, I haven't finished it. This floor. Okay, so there's the chimney for this floor. There's the window. Second window. And this was going to be like a garderobe. So that was... Like what I'll do is I'll take it 2 back because, well, it's in the wall. No one notices. And I might actually reverse in. Alright, so you come in. I mean, I prefer to see it like as a long drop, but don't know how else to represent it. Could reverse it, but no, that kind of gets the impression. Yep. Okay, so that'll be decorated soon enough. Let's put our torches out. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's in the midpoint. Okay. So now come upstairs. And I've run out of doors. Where is my... What do I do with it? Where's my workbench? Do I leave it down on the ground? No. No. Huh. Alright, we're going to make ourselves more spruce doors. Okay, there you go. And I'm going to have to resupply my sandstone. Okay, let's work with that. Alright, so top floor. We're going to have that up there. That's going to be in like that. Like that. This is going to actually be a very high gable roof. No, that's right. No worries, Igo. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for asking questions in the chat. Always happy to show people around the server. You have a good day. Or night, or whatever time of day it is for you. Alright, so that's... How about we go there? Yeah. So that will be closed off now there. Okay. So we have a chimney there. We have a chimney there. We're going to have a chimney here. So it's going to be like that. Like that. And I dare say that's it there. But because this is the top floor, we're going to have ourselves in the... I mean, we could make a big fire down the bottom too, but... Like a big... No, it needs to be like that, yeah. Is there a big hearth? In fact, what we have on this level is garderobe there. Amount of stairs. Actually, no. I can bring that forward. because the entranceway is right there. Your stairs come in, your toilet. Make sure you pick the right door. Massive fireplace. Like that. Okay, where are the fires? We have windows in a couple of other places as well. Alright, so we've got an enclosure coming off each of these levels. Give me half a second. Okay. Okay, I think, oh, no. So there's the staircase. There's our fire. There's going to be a window, a small window here. Okay, and a corresponding small window here. But what we have from here is, instead of we have ourselves a small tower that sits off the edge. So it comes out one, like that, and then a second for the wall. And it's crenellated. Like that. Although theoretically I could just go like that. Downstairs. Right. Back up top. Right, so you don't see that connection. It's not visible as such. You come up here. Alright, I'm going to go creative just for a sec, so I can fly off here and put this in. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm guessing it's supposed to be a bit taller. But I like that. I like that. That works. Ah, poop. Actually, it does want to come back there. Oh, there's my torch. Some sandstone. Alright, so I come up here. They're like that. Which then means it is meant to be like that. And like that. Which then obviously means that, that, break that, 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 that. Ooh, that works. Not that, like that. We'll run with that. That works. And then obviously there's a door there. Perfect. Well, not, but good enough for government work. All right, so these other corners come out about the same, but they're round. So that's the interior. No, wait. Hmm. I'll give him a slightly increased outer wall. I mean, it's supposed to be round. Oh, I don't know. Okay, maybe I'll cut the corners off. That's small enough. And then basically they come up. It's a window in that wall. I dare say a window in that wall. And so those walls are much thinner. And we're going to run them. No, that level's fine. So that ends up 1, 2. There we go. Right, and then come down and like that. Okay, what have we got missing? They're fireplaces. They'll come straight up. These have no additional windows. That's to a straight. Oh, hang on. Yep, no, there's no additional windows. That is a step up. These are maybe a half step. No, but they're fine. Cobble. Okay, now there's going to be stepped between those two. That's actually at the highest point of the roof. So we're going to go there, there, there. How's that? One, two, that's actually the point where it'll connect in like that. Right. And then what happens is I've got a chimney over here as well. What you don't see is how that connects in the back there. Yep, that looks good. Whoop, nope, wait, stop. Yep, maybe. I put windows in there. No, I didn't, not yet. There we go. There's windows there. There's going to be a door there. There's a window there. They got windows in. The toilet doesn't have a window. That's fine. I should probably go down and get my bed. In fact, the building was originally entered via ladder like that, but eventually it was replaced with an external staircase, which I will put in. Okay, so this floor was set up. I need to put the fireplace in. Okay, I haven't finished working up here. Let's put my bed down. All right, let's have a look. What do we got? That's done. One, two. So basically a wedge. Okay, right. That's up the staircase. That's the bathroom. Where the bed would be over here, actually. But anyway. Let's get my tuff out, I think. Okay, let's have a look. It wants to be crenellated. Well, where's my external wall door thing here? Okay. That gives that rather nicely done. Hmm. No, it's one too low. It's one too low. I'm going to move it up. One. No, hang on. There. 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 Right, there we go. So, if we get that right. Means I need to put one more level on. Up, pop. Upside down, Miss Jane. Okay, so that's that one fixed. I'd like to think. It might actually have to come out one. Like that. In fact, it does have a step. Oh yes, that works really well. Now, these chimneys rise one up. And they come up a narrow block like this. And say, where's the fourth one? There is no fourth one. Let's have a look. That front left corner is right, and that's right there. I need to work out this. I need to work out this roof, this curved roof. This one's fine. That's fine. This back corner will be fine as well. Okay, as far as I can tell, I mean, in the real building, there is an overhang, ever so slight. Now, there is no attic. This building has its arched roofs, vaulted ceilings, sorry, on each of the levels. Now, I could have probably pushed oh, I mean, it seems a little squat from what I understand the building to be, but no denying that that's the thing. Ooh. Give me 2 blocks on the top. What I need is a hay bale. And it does want to be silver, but an iron trapdoor would be correct. Because I can't make it flat enough otherwise. And I mean, I prefer an opaque trapdoor, but I don't get that choice. Like the closest thing I have to the colour is the iron trapdoor. So what we get is, oh, and a campfire. Lever. Right, now it's going to be a circular roof. Actually, these ones can come out one because it shows it impacting the side of the building that's like that. No, it needs to be there. Like that. And like that. I think. Alright, so that would be 3 wide. That would be 1, 2, that would be 3. And then nominally there'd be one back there like that. Then it'd be like that. It'd be 3, blah, 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 like that. Up, don't fall down. In fact, what I'll do is pop. Hooray! Okay, so the chimneys are working. I need to put the doors in. I need to do the interiors as well. What we're going to have is we're going to go there, there, there. Okay, that's right. Can I keep it? Nope. Why? G'day, Addy. No, just me, because I'm building out the major server stuff. However, I do give people tons and tons of supplies and resources, so it's near enough to creative for most people. People can choose to build farms, etc., whatever they want. I don't put restrictions on that. But no, the main thing is I got creative for the point of building the server infrastructure and main sites and, okay, that didn't quite work, but things like that, if that makes sense. Okay, so that'll step back up. So it's 3, and then it's around the sides. That's like, like that. Like that. Let's double check. Like that. Okay, and into the corner there. Into the corner there. Get rid of that. Into the corner there. Okay, we're going to put that there. That there. And then in there like that. Technically, I mean, ideally that should actually come down like that. Where is my entrance? I'm going to need one more door. Down the stairs, inside. Alright, now I need to vault that. Okay, let's have a look. That looks mostly symmetrical. I have a lantern. I do. We're going to hang another chain as well. So we're going to go chain to lantern. Chain, chain, lantern. Okay, and I'm going to put fires in. There's your fire. There's your fire. Now, ideally, I should put a hearth in like that. A mantle, sorry. Like that. There's the mantle. Now, technically that's the interior wall, so I can grab my cobble, rammed wall up like that, sandstone in like that, and I'll grab my cobble, like that. Now, it's supposed to be vaulted ceiling. I don't know, I just think just leaving it like that is actually worthwhile. Okay, so that's going to come up. Alright, let's check garderobe ceiling. Okay, that's lit. it to just go like a... No, it should just be like that. Yep. Now, it says vaulted and it's stone all the way through. I kind of... It's not a barrel vault. In fact, that'll be... what do you call it? Slabbed across the middle. If we pretend like that, that is vaulted. There we go. And we'll go across like that. Oh, yeah, that looks really attractive. And what's that? Smooth sandstone. Actually, I should be able to make slabs. Nope, 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 like that. Like that. Alright, so if I now go outside, here, up through here, let's have a look. It's a bit squat, and I do need to cut back some of the trees at ground level, but that is a Scottish tower house. Tower castle. Except for the stairs out the front. So, initially it was a ladder like that. Then sometime in the late 1800s, what they did was set of stairs like that. And ground level like that. And then that'll be like that. And then I think there was a rail somewhere. But we'll take our grass and fix this back in. I'm not sure if they had a safety rail. I'm sure they did. I think I got rid of my fencing. I did. So let's get rid of the iron trapdoors. I won't need anymore. Hang on to my chain. I'll get rid of the levers. I don't need that anymore. Get rid of the hay bale. Don't need that anymore. Don't need more campfires. Alright. I do have a shovel. I do have a shovel there. Alright, so you can walk up. It used to be a ladder straight up. I mean, I still haven't finished putting that floor together. And in fact, it looks like it's a good time to finish up. So let's have a look. These windows probably should have lighting. Like that? No. Tempted to like go up a level and have like recessed lighting, but they don't really have recessed lighting. That seems a bit better. Okay, there's only the one window on this level. Yep. Yep, there's a window there. Yeah, that won't work. Make a wall sconce, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, I like that. That works really well. Get rid of the crafting table. I could put a grate in front, but nah, that looks good. Ladders, stairs, doors, etc. Okay, so let's finish decorating the upper floor. That's my bed. I will take that back. I can get rid of the stairs. I can get rid of the slabs. I think we're done with the tuff. We're done with the fencing. Get my bed back. Okay, now we have our window. We have our round turret. We have our step up to the outside here. I reckon there should be a torch. Or at least a lantern. Okay, so we're going to have our bed goes here. We're going to go for a red bed. And we'll decorate in creative. And there's the main bed. We're going to have carpet. We're going to go a royal blue. blue tinged in yellow. So 3, 4. It goes that way, that's fine. Okay, I do need my sandstone back. Oh, I've got it. Lucky, lucky. Okay, then we'll have robes of some sort. Generally, I like the look of the empty bookcases. But what I'll do is I'll probably put normal bookcases in. Should be a wall hanging too, or 2 pictures. Function, they're not functional blocks, no. I will do put some banners up. Like that. I mean, I probably should have had a thingy on it. Anyway, 2 by 2. Don't like that one. Alright, so we've got pictures, we've got that. Probably put a stairs. We're going to grab ourselves dark oak stairs and like that, and maybe a table. Why did I get rid of the... like a cartography table, it's like a writing table, like that. I could have put a pot plant in, but no, there's the top floor. Now, this one is supposed to be a dining room, so we're going to go... Hang on. 2 back. Do I want pressure plates? No. Actually, I can bring those dark oak stairs closer. So that gives me the option to put something on the wall, like a wall unit or something. Not there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like a wall unit. Yeah, like a serving, what do they call them, trenches? Alright, so then we come downstairs. Weapon racks. Generally, now I do have, whoops. No, not that. They come in that way. Everyone's there, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. She will take. Okay, and there's a fireplace here, and we'll put a small table. Fairly basic in this case. It's just only basic, that one. Actually, no, they're playing on a barrel. That makes sense. Where's my barrel go? There. And there's the trapdoor down to storage. And barrels down there as well. All right, I think we're about done. There's a lectern, so obviously this is the like living space. But yet, this needs a lectern, which I lost track of. Where was it? There. All right. And in fact, because we'll give it chain. No, it'll be proper iron. Chest plate, leggings, booties. Get rid of that as well. There you go. Iron armor. I mean, oh, would they have had iron? I mean, the Scots, I thought they'd more leather, but no need for no armor stands down here. But what I will do is I will swap out maces. And I don't know what I'd put in as a shield. We've got swords, axes, and maces. We've got okay, so let's go. Let's dispense with the stuff I picked up, which I don't need. Anything else up here that I gained? My shulker boxes can stay where they are. Alright, so let's go outside and have a look. Hey, get away, get away, get away. Okay, so I think it's a passable version of Scottish tower, castle tower. The one specifically that this is modelled after is Coxton Tower. 4 stories, 4 rooms. It's not quite scaled exactly, and I mean, obviously there's issues trying to make it Minecraft fit, but it's scaled to Minecraft player size. The walls have to be ultra thick because there's limitations with replicating it, but I think that works. To be honest, I don't know what the exact scale of the actual building is for human scale, but no, I think that works. What I'll do is I'm flying in. In fact, did I get rid of the sandstone? I did. I'll probably make it like I should. There you go. In main quarters, there's the the boss's armor. Probably put some shield, like cross swords up here. Cross swords here. Oh, that's what I was going to put something in between there, wasn't I? The loom. What did I do with it? Done, I think. All right. I think that's a very productive night. We're going to call it there. Going to put everyone in the chat, close things out. Oh, yep, no, that worked out. So, into chat, put some tunes on, and call it there. All right, big thank you to everyone coming out tonight. Regulars, first-timers, chatters, lurkers, and everybody in between. Thank you very much for being here. The channel wouldn't be the same. The channels wouldn't be the same, depending on which endpoint you're looking at. Thank you to the viewers over on Kick and on Twitch and on YouTube and on anywhere else where you're picking up the content. Thank you all for being here. All right, what do we got coming up next? We have next stream is Infamous Second Son, and that is going to be tomorrow night. Before that stream goes ahead, we'll have a giveaway, and our giveaways are over on our Discord. Let me just bring up our socials. So if you want in on that, head for the Discord. You'll find a channel in there called Giveaways. Head into the channel, you'll find a blue button. Click the blue button and you're automatically in the draw. This week it is for a copy of Eastern Exorcist. And the draw each week is done before Sunday's stream. So good luck to everybody with that. The next stream after that is going to be Monday night. We're continuing Mass Effect 1. We are making good progress there. We're in the last playthrough with our last pairing, sorry. It's on hardcore. Then we'll have the Insanity speedrun and to close out some other trophies. Wednesday night is Pillars of Eternity, continuing the main storyline. Friday night, Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones. And then next Saturday back here. Word of a quick heads up, we may not be exactly on stream this next coming couple of weeks, given Christmas and the run-in and people being busy and things like that. But I will do my best to let people know. Plus, we've also got our occasional Just Chatting streams, which take place every now and then, Tuesdays and Thursdays. The gaming streams, 9 PM to midnight, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. But if you want to keep on top of things, check the socials, mainly Twitter and Insta. Messages go out on both of those before each stream, indicating what we're when. The Discord picks up those messages and relays them, and punches a message out when the stream goes live. So if you want to be on top of all of it and have your best chance of getting everything, that's the best way to get through and pick it all up. Otherwise, it's a very good night from me to all of you, and we'll see you all again next stream.